reef safe sunscreen. So like things that like if you put it on your skin and you go into the water, it's not going to disrupt the environments in there with like the chemicals and the toxicity, which like wild if you are like killing organisms in the ocean. Like I don't want that on my skin, period.
Right. Hello, welcome back to the Well-Being. My name is Madison,
My name is Rachel.
and today we're talking about sunscreen, chemical versus uh mineral
Yes.
sunscreen. Yes.
Yes. Toxins, what to choose.
How to
Should
choose
we
it?
wear sunscreen? Is coconut oil
Yes.
effective enough?
No. And guess what? I got sunburned last weekend.
What were you doing? Wait, for your birthday?
For my birthday. I
You
had a
guys, it was
waffle
Maddie's
picnic. It was my
birthday.
30th birthday on the
It's a
4th.
big deal.
And on the 3rd, I requested to have a waffle picnic outside my house. It was
I
actually
love
gonna
that
be
idea.
waffles in the wilderness, but all the campgrounds are still closed because there's still too much snow.
I mean, your
So
backyard is basically the wilderness.
it's pretty great.
It's like pretty close. Yeah.
It's like the wilderness, but in an urban Jackson environment. You can't really call it urban or suburban. It's just like a town with houses. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, but I put sunscreen on all over my arms. First, I had a long sleeve t-shirt on, and then I was sweating. So I
Mm.
went and changed because we were at my house, luckily. Put a new shirt on, and then I put sunscreen on my arms, and I missed a spot, and now it's peeling, and I feel really lame.
Just one spot.
Yeah, I have like a triangle on my arm right here. I have a farmer's tan and then a triangle that's like way
Pretty
darker, and then the rest of
cute.
very cute. No, it's not.
I
Rachel,
feel
I just got
like
back home Hawaii and you're
I
very tan.
did. I did. I am very tan. I did not get burnt once. I
So
put a lot of
impressive,
sunscreen
honestly.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wore like cover-ups. I also put like a fake tanner on, you guys, which
Mm,
helped a lot because I used to, which is when I was younger, go out and just want to get super, super tan, like a ton
same.
of sun. And now I'm just like more cautious about it. So I put like a ton of suntan lotion on when we were there, which, yeah, we can get
But
into that,
not suntan
obviously.
lotion. You put it on fake tan lotion.
So I put on sunscreen there and I put on fake tanner here before I left and when I got back.
Amazing.
Yeah, because I did like I got some sun, but I didn't get as much sun. Like I didn't get as tan as like I would
Hmm.
want to be. So yeah, I just put on fake tanner and then I that's like a good solution for me and for the summer too, I
I
think.
think that's a great solution. The last time I got a spray tan was my wedding. There's a picture of me at my wedding, like up here in my office. And honestly, I prefer the way I look when I'm tan. And in high school, I used to have like 6 tan lines, like my tennis skirt, and then my soccer uniform, and then my shin guards, and then like bathing suit line. Because I grew up in California, it was sunny all the time. So we were always like at the beach playing whatever, wearing shorts.
Yes.
And I was the tannest, but I have a noticeable difference between the skin on my thighs that like never got covered. Because again, I literally never wore pants except for school where I had to wear pants. Um, we had like a dress code or whatever.
We went to
And
school
there's
in very different places too.
yeah. Yeah, I had like an outdoor school campus. People are like, "What is that?" It's like, no, like half the school is outside. Um the but the skin on my thighs is noticeably different than the skin on the rest of my body, which is very interesting.
From getting so much sun,
It's
you
just
think?
kind of like it's like if I squeeze it, you can like squeeze your skin like this.
Yeah.
It is noticeably more like crepier or wrinklier
Hmm.
than like even my arms would be.
Hmm.
Because I definitely put sunscreen on my arms during like soccer practice and whatever,
Yeah.
but never on my leg.
Yeah. I miss my legs a lot too. Um, yeah, so that's the story. That's like a pro tip. I feel
Yeah,
like
put
use self
sunscreen on.
tanner, and I found a clean beauty one certified by the EWG, rating of 1, but you have to buy the like lotion one, not the foam. I think the foam is like a 2. So it's up to you. The
Honestly, it's
lotion
not that
takes
bad.
it's not. It's honestly just an adjustment. Like the lotion just
Hmm.
takes longer to put on.
Okay.
And like the first time I did it, I was like annoyed and I hadn't done it in a really long time. But the other thing is with the lotion one, you have to remember to wash your hands afterwards because otherwise like your hands are like for real orange. and I've
God. Do
remembered.
they have like the gloves or do you only do that for foam? I've never put on self tanner.
I also am really late to this game. Like the first time I put on self tanner and bought self tanner was maybe like a year ago. So I was
No way.
definitely in my 30s. Yeah, I'm really late to the game. I guess it was like a couple years ago. It was right before my wedding. Like I did some self tanner stuff.
That
But
makes sense.
you can do, I think you can do a glove. It doesn't work as well with the lotion though. Like the
That
foam, it
makes
works
sense.
amazing, but the lotion, it just doesn't work as well. And so yeah, the lotion is the cleanest. You can also do the foam if you're a foam person and you're like, I don't want to take all the time to do lotion.
That makes
But I
sense.
do actually love it because it's not sticky. I don't smell weird and it doesn't like rub off on my clothes or my sheets, which is
Whoa.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
better than a spray tan.
Yeah. Does
'Cause
it?
it will do
I've never
that.
gone a spray tan.
Well,
Yeah.
so I got one probably 6 months before my wedding to try it, and then got another one. But people who I know like do it literally all the time. Like sometimes when we get my hair cut and my hairdresser will like go in the back and spray tan his face and then like come back. Like people do it all the time. And I don't know
Speaking
what's
of
in
like,
there,
yeah, I
but
think it can be pretty
um
bad, but
yeah, I think it can be
obviously,
pretty bad.
yeah.
But I got one at my wedding and you have to like wear clothes that you don't care about for 10 hours, 12 hours. Depends on how like what kind you get.
Okay.
And then you can shower it off and then it's
Okay.
okay. But it will
Okay.
stick to everything until you shower.
Ugh. So you
Just
just have to
gross.
commit for like
Yeah,
10
you
to
have to wear
12
like
hours.
long sleeves, I wore like joggers and a long sleeve t-shirt and I was just like, and you can't let your skin touch itself because you let your
Ugh.
skin touch itself, it gets darker. So like
Ugh.
you can't like crease your elbow.
Okay,
So you're
that
just
is
like a
something
scarecrow.
I feel like I would only ever do for like my wedding. I don't think I would ever be able to live like that
No,
for
me
10 to
either.
12 hours.
Definitely not.
Dang.
So, anyways,
Yeah, this one's like pretty
I just
good. Like
watched
I'm wearing a
TV.
white shirt. There's nothing on it.
Wow.
So,
And you
highly
did it this morning?
recommend.
That's impressive.
I did it last night.
Well
Yeah.
done.
It's called Beauty by Earth. And you can buy it
Okay.
from Amazon. And they have like separate face and body stuff.
Hmm.
But yeah, if
Okay.
you don't have beautiful Greek goddess skin like Maddie.
I'm not trying to utilize it though. Like, I don't want to get tan. Like, I have already gotten tan this summer and I've like barely been outside. But
Yeah.
it is what it
Yeah.
is.
I know. It's just helpful. Like it's not fun to be burnt either. Like it's uncomfortable. I worry about skin cancer and moles and like all the things.
100%. Which
So,
a lot of people are like, well, the sunscreen is just as likely to give you cancer as sun exposure from melanoma. Wrong.
yeah. I don't.
Facts.
Yeah,
That's
that's not right.
not true. You are way more likely to get skin cancer from being exposed to sun, and it doesn't have to be where you were exposed. So, like, just because you have your face and hands exposed to the sun doesn't mean you will get skin cancer on the back of your hands. It could be on your stomach, on your back. Like, it could be anywhere. It doesn't have to be where you are exposed. I think that's a very common misconception. I will also say some people will be like, well, I need the vitamin D. Just supplement vitamin D, team. Just do it. And if you really don't want to do that, you can go outside before. I have the UV. Oh, someone's calling me as I did that. I don't want to accept that. Okay. You can have the UV on your screen. Look at this picture we're talking about.
That's
I have it like on, you see this? I have it on my screen,
oh, the UV index
the UV
outside.
index. And so if it's under 3, then you can go out without sunscreen pretty safely.
Yeah.
So if it's 0, 1, or 2, but it's like the sun is out, it's still low enough where the UV rays basically are not harsh enough yet. And so you can go outside during that time if you really are like, I gotta get in the sun without sunscreen on, if that's like really your
Yeah.
thing.
I think there's like all this research behind morning sunlight, like in your
Totally.
eyes and stuff like that too. Like it's a really good time to get out and get sunlight, especially
Hmm.
obviously, like you said, with the UV index being lower so you don't get
Yeah,
sunburnt. Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
Put it on the back of your hands. I'm trying, this is like my 2025 thing I'm trying to get better at is sunscreen on the back of my hands.
Yeah, I don't do that for well, I feel like when you rub it in, like if you buy the lotion
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
have to
yeah.
rub
And you
in,
like, mm-hmm.
it gets on your hands.
It does get on your hands. I'm trying to be intentional about putting it on my hands. And then I'm also trying to remember to put it on my ears and back of my neck. But
And your part, you guys.
in your hair part. Oh my God, I always forget that.
I always forget that.
Me
Yeah.
too.
She always gets
And
dry.
your eyelids,
Oh yeah.
you should do it. Make sure you get it on your eyelids, which right now I have a cut on my eye. If you can see it on YouTube, I look like I got punched in the face, but really it was just tugboat. So
I
we don't have to
definitely
go into
thought it
how it
was like
happened.
when we popped on, I thought it was mascara and I was like, it's pretty like obvious. So I feel like
Yeah,
Maddie can see
I
herself. Like,
am
should I
literally a
say
mess.
something?
No, I'm literally a mess. Like I have a cold, I have allergies, and I got look like I got punched in the face. Like I'm a disaster, you guys. It's not normal. Anyways, wear sunscreen. But the sunscreen you should wear, try not to wear chemical sunscreen. Try rather to wear mineral sunscreen if and when possible.
Yeah, let's go through that.
Okay.
So,
I'll
so
just tell you
there's
why.
different, yeah. Do you want to go through like the different kinds?
Yeah, so there's like two
Sunscreen.
buckets,
Yes.
basically.
Or different
And
ingredients. Yeah.
and there's titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, and those are your mineral like creating a physical barrier. Um, and they are not like zinc is not like the lifeguard you imagine at the beach with like a white nose. Like they make it better now. Make it way
Yeah.
better.
It's not that stark white on your skin unless you
Hmm.
don't rub it in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then the other kinds are going to be chemical sunscreen, which is like avobenzone, oxybenzene, or oxybenzone, and octinoxate are the three most
Hmm.
common, but there's other ones they do too.
Hmm.
Um, so if you can just purchase not those three slash not chemical sunscreen, and you're really looking at the active ingredient here. Of course, there's tons of other chemicals they put in sunscreen, which I mean, I recommend you just go and check the sunscreen brand that you use. Um, but they can like octinoxate, for example, is the most common sunscreen additive, which is interesting because I thought it was avo and oxybenzobenzene,
Hmm.
but it's not. It's octinoxate, and it can be like a thyroid hormone disruptor for signaling. And uh, I personally have a thyroid disorder, so like I need to be really careful about that. From what I learned today, because sometimes someone like you'll be on a boat and someone will just like hand you sunscreen and you're like, oh yeah, I'll use it. Um, and then you look later and you're like, oh my God, maybe I shouldn't have used that. But it's better probably if you're just using it sometimes, like someone's on a boat and they hand it to you and that's not your normal sunscreen. It's probably better than not putting it on at all because you do have to reapply pretty
Definitely.
regularly.
Yes. Yes. Yep. And you don't want to get burnt because that is
That's way
not good for your
worse.
skin at all. Yeah,
No, it's way
definitely.
worse. Mm-hmm.
So I will say, me and Joe and my family just got back from Hawaii yesterday, which was so fun. And this was like the first time we were super intentional with what sunscreen we bought prior to vacation. And one thing that you have to also keep in mind when you go somewhere like Hawaii, and I know, Matt, you're from California, but like I hadn't really ever thought about this before, was like reef safe sunscreen. So like things that like if you put it on your skin and you go into the water, it's not going to disrupt the environments in there with like the chemicals and the toxicity, which like wild if you are like killing organisms in the ocean. Like I don't want that on my skin, period.
Correct. Yes, same.
So yeah, crazy.
It's
So,
banned to purchase in Hawaii. So if you go to Hawaii or Key West, Florida, which is interesting,
mhm.
you cannot purchase oxynoctate or avobenzone. Avobenzene, I want.
Yeah, oxybenzone too. Yes. So yeah, we did zinc there, which was really fun. I feel like um it's kind of like a sweat blocker to some extent. Like when you wear it too, you like beat up a ton of sweat, but you're not like it's just different. It was really funny.
That's funny. I haven't noticed that.
Yeah, I noticed it mostly on Joe because we were like hiking and he had a ton on his face and it would just like bead up like a ton of just like sweat would bead up on his forehead, but it wouldn't get through, which is kind of funny. But we were
That
safe
is funny. But we were
with our
safe.
sunscreen.
Worth
Yeah,
it.
so totally worth it. I know some of the research too that like we dove into just suggest like some of the other ingredients, not the zinc oxide ones, but the other ones, like Maddie mentioned, oxybenzone. octinoxate do are toxic in aquatic environments. So, like I said, like harming marine life, including coral bleaching and toxicity to fish and invertebrates, which is like so crazy. And they can accumulate in aquatic organisms, affecting the food chain, obviously, like through bioaccumulation in like predators that eat those animals, then, and like so far up the chain, which is kind of crazy because you just don't think about that when you're like putting sunscreen on yourself
For
and you're
sure.
like, this is a spray and easiest to put on. And like, it makes me look glittery and but it could like be having so many effects too on the environment, which is
Totally.
crazy. Yeah.
It is crazy. And one of my friends who was at my birthday, I was talking to him as I was applying sunscreen to my arms and missing a spot. And he was like, "What kind of sunscreen is that?" And he is a person who like fishes more than anyone that I know. And I'm sure that he honestly wears protective, well, when you fly fish, like you're pretty much covered from head to toe almost. Like
Yeah.
you have like a
Yeah.
fishing hat
Yeah.
slash like whatever. So he was talking about how he was gonna get himself a fishing hat, and he and I shop very, very differently. Like his wife and I also shop very differently. But she shops at things based on like his preferences, almost not like based on his preferences, but like will purchase things has been influenced. Does that make sense? Like you get influenced by your partner. And so she's like, yeah, now I go to the store and I buy whichever one is like the cheapest per ounce. And he was telling me this. He was like,
Oh,
because she's like talking about like laundry detergent, soap, like the whole nine yards. And I, obviously, we shop very differently, and that's
yeah.
totally fine.
Right.
Um, but he was saying like I was saying something about sunscreen, and I think it had come off like I would rather just not wear sunscreen and go into the sun. And I was like, no, 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 no. Like I'm out here wearing sunscreen every single day, but I'm going to be very intentional about the type of sunscreen I buy. And he's like, yeah, well, the amount he has a chemistry degree. He was
Mm,
like the amount of uh chemical basically that's going to take to accumulate in your body is significantly less harmful than the sun, which I probably can agree on.
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, for sure, but I'm going to just be more intentional about buying mineral. And he was like, yeah, no, I'm just going to buy whichever one is the cheapest at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Which like I that's just like a different way of going about it. But if you are a person who's trying to avoid putting more chemicals into your body, especially from like a contact perspective, then
Mhm.
this is a good idea
Yeah.
to
Or
just
especially if you're
think
someone
behind
that
you.
lives, like if you put sunscreen on your face every day, like you probably want that sunscreen to be better than like if you live somewhere like, I mean, in the summer, obviously in Jackson, like you have to put sunscreen on, but I don't know, in
Hmm.
the winter or depending where you live, if you live somewhere warmer and you have to put it on most days, it might be more important to like get something with a little less chemically.
A little less chemically, exactly. And I think
Yes.
it's like, okay, let's say you go on a river trip once a year, and other than that, sun does get in through windows for the record. So even if you're inside, unless you're a vampire and you only come out at night, you do need to wear sunscreen. Um, but like on places that are you're gonna see. But if you're like, I'm mostly inside, I live in a place where it doesn't get the UV doesn't get up very high, you can probably be less careful about like your whole entire body. I think you should do your face because it won't give you less wrinkles, but you know.
Do your
Um,
face every day,
your face
everybody.
every day. But if you're like you live in Los Angeles or Jackson in the summer or anywhere it snows actually, because then the sun actually like even the UV doesn't really get above 3 here in the winter, but then the sun reflects off the snow and that will sunburn you. So it's just
Hmm.
important to put it on all the time.
Hmm.
Plus, it makes a good habit.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's really good for blocking sun, especially on your face. Um,
Totally.
Okay, so one thing that I did read was that those two, like more of the toxic ingredients like oxybenzone and octinoxate are absorbed through the skin and a lot of time have been found in urine, serum, and breast milk. So indicating like that it
Oh,
is absorbed and widespread, like human exposure. And then zinc oxide is shows low skin penetration and no evidence of cellular toxicity or carcinogenicity in humans and is considered safe. So that one, like that makes sense. Like I was saying earlier, how it just kind of like sits on your skin and
Us.
like
Hmm.
sweat beads up. Like that's part of it. It's just because it's just not like being absorbed like the other two like more toxic ones. Um, and I know we talked about this, but like some of the more toxic ones just have more endocrine disrupting effects, like Maddie said, but altering hormone levels, affecting reproductive and thyroid function. But I know a lot of the studies that I found are saying like this is like inconsistent and not like conclusively linked to adverse health outcomes in humans. But obviously can have effects when
Yeah.
especially used a lot.
I think it's, yeah, the bioaccumulation. And it's also, I would imagine, there's not research to support this, but if you are a person who's a poor detoxer, which I know a lot of my patients and clients are bad detoxers, like they have genetic differences that make it harder for them to detox certain things from their body, it will bioaccumulate in your body more and could potentially cause more problems. And I just think where it's like you can make a decision between one and the other and something you're going to use every day or most days, try to make it a mineral based one just for even extra safety. And I know that a lot of people don't like the white cast that's associated with zinc sunscreens. So it's definitely a con. But I will say, um, most nicer face sunscreens, like you'll probably get it on your arms or whatever. Like when I go paddleboarding in the summer, like I'm gonna have a white cast on my arms and like I just simply don't care. But I do care on my face every single day. So I like to get ones
Yeah.
that have a minimal or no white cast at all, and they do this by using a smaller particle size. It still can't get through your skin, but they nano size it or micronize it. So they basically formulate it with a lower viscosity and film forming properties. So it will also can tint the sunscreen, which is tinted sunscreen is even more effective than regular sunscreen. It can be used as foundation and makeup, which is very fun. Um,
Yay.
but one thing you should not do is use like your moisturizer, sunscreen, and foundation. Like I know people like mix them together.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
should not do that because it will make it like not spread evenly on your face. It will make it diluted, which you do not want to do. And you
Yeah.
need two full finger lengths of sunscreen in order for it to be effective. So if you like put it on your fingers like this, then you will know that you have enough.
Perfect.
Makes sense.
Do you use, is that what you use for like foundation?
Hmm.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. It's
I
honestly better. And it's less
hate
layers on your
foundation.
skin. Same.
I feel like
Oh,
I wore it on my wedding day and I have a whole thing of it and actually really like it, but I just hate putting it on my face.
yeah. I like the if you want one that is more of a foundation-y feel, you can do the Ilia tinted sunscreen. I feel like that
Hmm.
one has like a more foundation-y feel than other sunscreens that have like a sunscreeny feel. But the sunscreen that I hate that's non-toxic and um like people like it, people use it is the one by Crunchy. I like a lot of their stuff. I
That's right. I was
hate
trying to
their tinted
remember. I
sunscreen.
haven't tried that one yet, but I did just get the Well
Don't.
People one and I do like that one.
I like that one a lot.
Hmm.
I do
Yeah.
find I can't like easily spread it with my hands, which I think is probably a good thing. And it's
Yeah.
like hard. Do you find this is like hard to wash off?
Yeah. It's like resistant to
Mm-hmm.
water. Yeah.
Yeah, which is great,
Yeah.
honestly. It's
Yeah.
not gonna come off your skin all day.
Yeah.
Um, and then I use their like regular zinc one. I think it's called Day Gleamer, I want to say.
Okay.
It's like $30. I put that on the back of my hands.
They,
I love that
well,
one.
I think I sent you a
They
screen
do a good
or a
job.
screenshot of this, but like Well People has like this just tinted serum that you can put on. All of this is
Oh,
EWG certified and like like non-toxic, but they have like this tinted serum that you can put on as a primer. And so it like it when it goes on, it will like tan your face. Like you look really
whoa.
tan. And then if you put the that's what I do. But if you put, or I was doing, I don't need it right now. But you if you put the tinted sunscreen over it, then like the white cast doesn't really like have an effect because you like have that tanner underneath
Oh,
it too, which I kind of like.
huh.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I get that bad or even a white cast. I have it on right now.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
feel like I get very white casty
I
with it
don't
either,
either. Yeah, I don't either. I feel like when you
which is
put it
good.
on, it looks like it's going to, and then it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
really. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it sinks in a little bit.
Like it's
Yeah.
thick.
Yeah. Yep.
Definitely thick.
Yeah.
I need to find something for my hair crease that does, or my hair part is what I'm trying to say, that doesn't get your hair greasy.
I know. I feel like it'd be nice if there was like a powder sunscreen or
There are
something.
powdered sunscreens, but they're not exactly good for you.
Mm, figures.
Mm-hmm.
Hats, people. That kind of
I
brings
think they
us
have,
into,
I think they have talc in them,
oh,
which is
okay.
bad.
The ones, yeah. Um,
Which brings us into what? I'll see.
brings us into our next point of what, like, how to protect from the sun. A huge piece of that is just wearing clothing. Like, that is going to be like
Mm-hmm.
one of your best, like, non-toxic options is just like physically covering up from the sun by wearing clothing, staying out of like high UV index, and then just like trying to stay in the shade when possible. But yeah, like protect your face with face sunscreen and a hat. Like if you're going to the beach or you're going outside, like wearing a hat is a super effective way to do that too. Especially like that would be really helpful with protecting your part. Yeah. Um,
True. True.
yeah. Yeah.
I do love a hat moment. My cousin's wife, who I freaking adore, she was like, "No, I never wear sunscreen." And her, my cousin has been like on her, like, "You have to wear sunscreen." And she's like, "No, I just wear a hat literally every time I go outside." And we were talking, I was like, "No, because sunscreen goes like through windows and blah, blah, blah. Like, just put it on your face.
Yeah.
Put it on your face. Do
Yes.
it
You'd have to wear like a derby style hat.
just all day, every day." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Homegirl, no." And she was like, "Finally, someone's gonna convince her."
Yes,
Um,
sunscreen, face sunscreen every day.
for sure,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? There's a brush on block that's 50. It gets a 2.
A brush on,
Yeah, like a
like a
sunscreen
powder.
powder. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, cool. Okay.
So you know what? I'm gonna send this to you.
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna try this and then I'll let you guys know as well.
Yeah. Yeah. That is a really good idea.
Because the one that I have is a 3, which is not that bad.
On EWG.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I have is by Color Science, and I do like it. And I originally got it for reapplication during skiing because that seemed easier,
Mm-hmm.
just to like brush it on. But I didn't use it as much as I maybe should have. I don't know. Pros and
Um,
cons. Pros and cons.
I know. Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
We
So maybe
like
I'll start
that.
putting that in my part. Kind of looks like it would be good for like dry shampoo.
Yeah. That would be so cool if it doubled as that because
And that would be amazing. I would put that all up in my hair. I
where?
really would.
Yeah, I would too.
So,
Okay. Other things that we looked up to as far as clothing, one
mm-hmm.
thing that is great to protect from the sun is unbleached cotton.
I
This
love
comes
that.
from the skincancerfoundation.org
Mm-hmm.
because it contains natural lignins that
Lignans,
act
I think, yeah.
lignins that act as UV absorbers. And then they, which we love, obviously the unbleached cotton is non-toxic material as far as like
Mm-hmm.
clothing and stuff too. But then
Mm-hmm.
we also looked up that UPF clothing can also be very helpful for that, which is more of like a lighter fabric. Do you have any UPF clothing?
Yes, I do. I have one that's 50. It's a fly fishing shirt, and I wear it to the lake all like or at the river or whatever all the time. I wear it instead of a rash guard
Oh, that's smart.
because it has a hood. And
Okay.
everyone says I look crazy, but I don't really care. And I I
I
will
need a
put it like
picture.
under, oh, I have a good one. I put it one time under a helmet when I went uh mountain biking and I looked absolutely ridiculous, like literally ridiculous. So, but I don't care. So it's
Yeah,
good.
so this is
Mm-hmm.
clothing that has been scientifically engineered to protect your skin from UV rays.
Mm-hmm. I
So
love
for
that.
instance, something that is 100 UPF allows 1/100th of the sun's UV rays
Which is badass. Did you
to
get my
pass
picture?
through. Yes, I'm excited to open it.
There's two. It's a
This
sticker.
is amazing.
Yeah, it's me in my outfit. I'll try and see if I can put it on this video somehow. I don't know how, but it's very silly. There's one of me on a bike and one of me fly fishing.
Worth it. Worth
Worth it. But
it.
like everyone looks like that fly fishing. Literally everyone.
Yeah, that's because otherwise
Um,
your neck would get actually fried. Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
100% it would. Um, it's the best thing ever. And then I just put a hat on top. And yes, do I look crazy? 100%. But I'm not getting sunburned. And you know, our mutual friend from PT school who I lived with, she is like the queen of SPF protection. She sets a timer on her phone.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
she
To
is
like reapply
to
sunscreen.
reapply and she's like she does it more if she gets in the water. It's like a whole thing. But I think that there's just a lot of good options, but she also puts on like SPF, UPF clothing, which she loves.
Okay. Yeah, that
Mhm.
is just nice because then you're just like
Mhm.
actually protected.
So my favorite brands I think are Well People for my face. I use that every day.
Yep.
Um I really like the Think Sport one for the rest of my body, both the spray and the just like bottle. And then I'm looking for a stick, but I haven't found a stick that I like yet because I feel like giving D just like a stick of sunscreen. He is good about putting on sunscreen these days, but I think if I gave him a stick, it'd be even better.
We just got
Um,
a stick.
ooh, do you like it?
We haven't tried it yet because unfortunately it came after
Oh,
we left
dang.
for
Mm-hmm.
Hawaii, but we're gonna bring it to Iceland
Okay.
and this is like Joe's like jam.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll let you know if
Okay.
he likes it. And he
Yeah,
looked it
please
up.
do.
He looked it up on the EWG, made sure it was
Mm-hmm.
like certified, clean, all the things, and
We
ordered it.
love that.
So
Look
yeah,
at
I'm
that.
very excited and
I
happy and
love
proud.
that.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll let
People
you know if he
also
likes it.
like the Cora Kora one, and then the Kosas Kosas, which I don't think is verified, but I do think it gets a good score.
I think it's like a
Um,
1 or 2. Like it's
yeah,
not
which is
bad.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
And then I remember when you look at EWG verified stuff, they paid to get it verified. So like I'm still taking anything in the green, like I will still use. But I'm sure Attitude is great. And then I really like Kinfield's bug spray, which we'll talk about in another episode, and they have a sunscreen. So I would totally try their
Okay.
sunscreen as well.
I can't remember which
Mhm.
one Joe ordered. I think it's Attitude because I think
Okay.
we're an Attitude household. Like I'm kind of
Mhm.
converting to all of their
Mhm.
products. Like I love their dishwasher soap. We just
Mhm.
bought their laundry soap, which I'm excited to try.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I'm pretty
You let
sure
me know
that's
if you
what
like that.
he ordered. Yeah, I will.
Amazing.
Um,
Cool.
yeah, yeah,
I want a
awesome.
sunscreen stick that does not have a white cast. That's my goal. So you let me know
I
if
will. I'll let
that
you
one has it and
know
I will order it.
if it does. Yeah,
Amazing.
definitely.
Amazing. All right. Thanks so much. What's your favorite thing from today?
My favorite thing from today is I think honestly what I am going to do is just stock up on some UPF specific clothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have anything that's UPF, but it's just like the easiest way to block the sun and especially like for places like where we live where it's like I'm going out in the sun
Totally.
to hike or paddleboard or like do all this
Mm-hmm.
stuff outside that's active and it's just easiest to cover up and then put self tanner on and still be tan.
I totally agree with that. I love
So,
that.
yeah.
I think my favorite thing I learned is that cotton has such high UPF.
Yeah. Go cotton.
Go cotton. Once again. Honestly, it's impressive.
Yeah.
Thanks so
I
much
love
for
that.
listening. If you have any questions, you know where to find us at thewellbeing.pod. Anytime. All right. Bye.
Bye.